PBS presents It's the Arts, a conversation with Harper Putnam, America's least successful playwright.
My first play was about what happens when you start compromising your principles to get ahead, or as we called it in those days, selling out. And I thought it was pretty good, but for some reason nobody came.
That first play was called Sold Out. It broke off Broadway records for low attendance. In fact, it had no attendance at all.
I even went outside the theater to beg people to come in, and they'd get mad and they'd say, "No, it's sold out." And I'd say, "Yes, it's sold out and it's very good." And they'd say, "Why are you teasing us by saying it's very good when we know it's sold out?" And I'd say, "Why? Have you already heard a review?" And then about that time, they'd hit me with their umbrella.
Harper was devastated, and knowing his next play had to be good, spent 5 years writing what he hoped would be his masterpiece. Finally, it was ready. A personal allegory about people who shut down their emotions to avoid being hurt. He called it Closed for Remodeling. And again, failure.
I thought Closed for Remodeling was my best work. I thought, this is my play. And so rejection just made it that much worse. And it made me think, maybe they're right. Maybe my plays do stink. And they always say, write what you know, so that's what I did, but that didn't work too well either.
That next production was called Really Bad Play.
The problem with Really Bad Play was that it was too self-absorbed, I guess. So for the next one, I decided to take on some important world event, and that's why I decided to write about Candy Smith.
Candy Smith was a political prisoner in Ireland, jailed because of her links with the IRA. Harper wrote a scathing satire calling for her release, a play which he called Free Candy. It was a hit. That is, it was a hit on opening night, as the theater was packed. But then, there was trouble.
About 10 minutes into the first act, the crowd started getting kind of restless, and they started shouting, "Free candy!
Free candy! Free candy!
And I finally had to go on stage and say, "Look, I'm glad that you get the message of my play here, but could you please, quiet down so the play could continue?" And that worked for a couple of minutes, but then they started rushing the stage and yelling, "Where's the candy? Where's the candy? Where's the candy?" And I told them, "Well, the candy's in Ireland, or haven't you been listening?" And for some reason, that made them even madder. And they burned down the theater.
After that, Harper fell into a deep depression. Convinced his work was no good, he took the only job he could find, working in a grocery store, putting dents in cans of tomato soup.
But then one day I couldn't take it anymore. And I walked up to the store manager and I said, "Damn it, I'm a writer." And he said, "I thought I recognized you. You're that guy who wrote Free Candy. So when am I going to get mine?" I still don't even know what he was talking about.
Harper left the store and started writing in a frenzy. In 1 year, he produced a dozen plays, including No Shows, This Space for Lease, and Lice Fumigation in Progress. Each was less successful than the last.
So now I'm old and I don't have much time left. But I am working hard on one more play. It's the story of my life. It's a reminder to the world that no matter how down you get, if you believe in yourself, things will finally turn around. I call it the happy ending.
Unfortunately, Harper died shortly after that interview, and his bitter heirs changed the name of the play to Bomb in Theater, Stay Away.
This has been It's the arts. Please join us next week.